Did you know that nearly all deaths after age 75 are caused by just a few key issues? A lot of people think passing away in later years is just part of getting older, but the truth is, most of these deaths come from preventable risks that often go unnoticed until it's far too late. The real danger is that by the time many realize what's happening, their health has already taken a hit, and options are fewer. But if you learn about these threats now, there's a lot you can do to protect yourself and possibly extend your life in ways you didn't expect. In this video, we'll explore the 5 main causes of death after 75, the ones that account for almost all the losses in this age group. Some may seem obvious, others might surprise you, but knowing them is the first step to avoiding them. These aren't just numbers. They represent real people, families, and choices that could be the difference between constant health issues and a long, vibrant life. Stick around until the end, because none of these 5 causes are set in stone. With just a few smart changes, many older adults have greatly lowered their risk, stayed independent longer, and even added extra years to their lives. What you choose to do today could shape how strong and active you stay in the years ahead. Now, let's dive in. Number 1 is heart disease. This remains the top cause of death after 75, yet most people don't realize how much control they actually have over it. The heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it either stays strong with care or weakens if it's neglected. The problem? You often don't feel the warning signs until it's already damaged. Many think that slowing down, getting tired fast, or feeling winded is just aging, but it might mean your heart isn't as strong as before. One major factor is high blood pressure. Over time, it puts extra strain on your arteries, making your heart work harder than it should. The tricky part is that you can't feel it. No pain, no clear signs, until a heart attack or stroke makes it impossible to ignore. That's why so many over 75 end up in the hospital after feeling fine just days earlier. Another big issue is diet. Years of eating processed foods, salty snacks, and unhealthy fats slowly block arteries and limit blood flow. But here's what most don't realize. It's not just about cutting bad food. It's also about eating the right things. Your heart needs real fuel to stay strong, and without heart-healthy nutrients, the damage can show up quicker than expected. Then there's inactivity. Your heart isn't meant to sit still. When you stop moving, circulation slows, muscles get weaker, and your heart misses the regular work it needs. You don't have to jog miles, but staying active in a way that suits you, walking, stretching, or doing simple chair movements keeps your heart in shape and greatly lowers the risk of heart disease. One of the biggest misconceptions is thinking heart disease is just in your genes or a natural part of aging. People often assume that because their parents had heart trouble, it's just their fate too. But small, steady habits really matter. What you eat, how you move, how you handle stress, it all shapes whether your heart stays strong or starts to fail. If you remember one thing from this, let it be this: you have more control over your heart health than you might think. The choices you make now decide how strong your heart will be down the line, and the best time to start is today. Number 2 is falls and injuries. One of the most dangerous but often overlooked risks after 75 isn't even a disease. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury-related deaths among seniors. It only takes a moment, a wrong step, a bit of dizziness, or a slippery floor, and suddenly everything changes. A broken hip, head injury, or even a small bruise can quickly escalate into something far worse, sometimes even life-threatening. What's shocking is that many don't realize how vulnerable they are until it's too late. Falls lead to millions of emergency room visits annually, and for many, just one fall marks the beginning of a downward health spiral. A hip fracture could keep you bedridden for months, causing a loss of independence and increasing the risk of infections or other complications. Yet, despite how common this is, fall prevention isn't often taken seriously until a personal experience forces someone to face it. As we get older, our balance, muscle strength, and reaction times slowly decline, but because it happens so gradually, we don't always notice. You may feel fine walking around, going through your daily routines, but then one day you reach for something, lose your balance, and suddenly gravity takes over. Your body simply doesn't bounce back as easily, and what used to be a minor stumble could result in a major injury. Even worse, the fear of falling can lead to even more falls. Many seniors, after a close call, begin avoiding movement altogether. They stop walking, avoid stairs, and cut back on activities due to fear. However, reducing movement weakens your muscles, and the weaker your muscles become, the higher the risk of falling. It's a dangerous cycle that can rob you of your independence. But here's the good news: falls aren't inevitable. There are simple but effective ways to lower your risk, such as strengthening your legs and core, improving balance, and making adjustments in your home. Better lighting, non-slip rugs, and strong handrails can make all the difference between staying active and facing a life-altering injury. Another overlooked factor is the side effects of medication. Many prescriptions cause dizziness, drowsiness, or changes in blood pressure, all of which increase the risk of falls. If you've ever stood up too fast and felt lightheaded, that's your body sending a signal that something needs to change. Talking to your doctor about your medications, understanding how they affect your balance, and making necessary adjustments can be a lifesaver. Preventing falls is not just about avoiding obstacles. It's about staying strong, steady, and mindful of the small things that can make a big impact, because after 75, a single fall can change everything. Taking the right precautions now could mean maintaining your mobility and independence for years, leading to a much better quality of life. If you're still with us, and these insights resonate with you, comment number 2 below to let us know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do so and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. Your support helps us keep creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on to number 3, respiratory diseases. Breathing is something many of us take for granted until it becomes difficult. As we age, our lungs don't work as well as they once did, and even minor breathing issues can turn into serious conditions quickly. What starts as a simple cough or shortness of breath can escalate into chronic conditions, infections, and even hospitalization. After 75, respiratory diseases are among the leading causes of death, not because they're unavoidable, but because they're often ignored until it's too late. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, including emphysema and chronic bronchitis, is one of the biggest dangers. As we age, our airways gradually become inflamed, making breathing increasingly difficult. Many seniors ignore symptoms like frequent coughing, wheezing, or shortness of breath, assuming it's just part of getting older. However, these are actually warning signs that the lungs need attention. Pneumonia, for instance, may seem like a typical infection, but for older adults, it poses a much greater danger. What begins as a cold or mild chest congestion can escalate into a life-threatening situation, as the body's ability to fight infections weakens with age. Many hospitalizations after 75 are caused by pneumonia, and in some cases the infection can lead to a rapid decline in health, which many never fully recover from. Another major risk factor is poor air quality. Over time, exposure to dust, pollution, and secondhand smoke can damage the lungs. Even in your own home, things like mold, pet dander, and indoor pollutants can worsen breathing problems without you realizing it. For those already dealing with conditions like asthma or COPD, these irritants can worsen symptoms. Simple adjustments, such as improving indoor air quality, using air purifiers, or avoiding smoke, can protect your lungs significantly. One of the best ways to keep your lungs strong is to stay active. Many don't realize that, like any other part of the body, the lungs need exercise. When you move, your lungs expand fully, keeping them healthy and clearing mucus buildup. Sitting for extended periods, on the other hand, reduces lung function, making you more vulnerable to infections. Even light activities, such as walking or stretching, help keep your lungs functioning properly. Getting the right vaccinations is another crucial step. Many seniors underestimate the importance of vaccines for pneumonia, flu, and other respiratory illnesses, but these simple precautions can greatly reduce the risk of severe infections. Staying up to date on vaccinations can prevent complications that could lead to hospitalization or worse. Breathing shouldn't feel like a struggle, but for many over 75, it does not have to be. Taking care of your lungs, strengthening them and protecting them from infection, is one of the most effective ways to extend both your health and independence. Next, we have stroke, which strikes suddenly and without warning, and in an instant, your life can change forever. It is one of the leading causes of death after 75, but many people don't realize how many early warning signs and risk factors are under their control. The problem with strokes is that they don't always give you a second chance. Once they occur, the damage is often permanent. However, here's something most people don't know. Up to 80% of strokes can be prevented. This means the choices you make today could determine whether you stay independent or face a life-altering event. A stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is blocked or when a blood vessel bursts. When this occurs, brain cells start dying within minutes. The longer the brain is deprived of oxygen, the greater the damage. Some strokes are small, causing temporary confusion or slight weakness, while others leave individuals paralyzed, unable to speak, or completely dependent on others. Unfortunately, in too many cases, strokes are fatal. One of the biggest risk factors for stroke is high blood pressure. Over time, the pressure weakens arteries, making them more prone to rupture or blockage. Like with heart disease, high blood pressure often has no symptoms, which is why so many people walk around unaware they are at risk until a stroke happens suddenly. Another major cause of stroke is irregular heart rhythms, such as atrial fibrillation, AFib. Many seniors experience this condition without realizing it. When the heart beats irregularly, blood can pool and form clots, which can travel to the brain and cause a stroke in an instant. The good news is that a simple medical checkup can detect these issues early, and treatment can lower the risk significantly. Then there's diet and lifestyle. Eating too many processed foods, excessive salt, and unhealthy fats can increase the likelihood of strokes. On the other hand, a lack of movement allows blood to thicken and circulation to slow. The best way to reduce your risk is by staying active, eating nutrient-rich foods, and maintaining healthy blood pressure. Small changes like adding leafy greens, cutting back on sodium, and drinking more water can make a big difference. One often overlooked factor is mini-strokes, or TIAs, transient ischemic attacks. These small temporary strokes last only a few minutes, and symptoms may disappear within an hour. Many people ignore them, thinking they were just feeling dizzy or off for a short time. However, a TIA is your body's warning that a major stroke may be coming. If you or someone you know experiences sudden slurred speech, numbness on one side of the body, blurred vision, or confusion, even if the symptoms go away, do not ignore it. Seeking medical attention immediately could be the difference between preventing a stroke and suffering its devastating consequences. The most important thing to remember is that you have the power to reduce your stroke risk. Regularly checking your blood pressure, maintaining a heart-healthy diet, staying active, and recognizing the early warning signs can help you stay independent and avoid the life-altering effects of a stroke. The earlier you take action, the greater your chances of protecting yourself. Now, let's move to number 5, cognitive decline and related complications. One of the most heartbreaking realities of aging is the gradual loss of memory, reasoning, and independence. Cognitive decline doesn't happen suddenly. It sneaks up on you, making small changes that are easy to overlook at first. But as time passes, those small lapses can turn into something more serious. The ability to manage daily tasks, recognize familiar faces, or make sound decisions begins to fade. And for many, it's not just an inconvenience, it becomes life-threatening. Dementia and Alzheimer's disease don't only affect the mind, they also put the entire body at risk. As cognitive function declines, so does the ability to take care of one's own health. Simple things like remembering to take medications, eating balanced meals, or recognizing symptoms of illness become increasingly difficult. Many seniors with dementia forget to drink enough water, leading to dangerous dehydration. Others may struggle with their eating habits, either eating too little or too much, which can lead to nutritional deficiencies or weight gain that increases the risk of other serious conditions. But one of the biggest dangers is accidents, forgetting to turn off the stove, leaving the door unlocked at night, or wandering outside in unsafe conditions. These risks become even more dangerous as cognitive decline progresses, and for many seniors, it leads to the tragic reality of losing their independence. They may no longer be able to live alone safely, and without proper care, their health deteriorates even faster. The scariest part is that many people don't realize they are experiencing cognitive decline until it's already advanced. Early signs, such as forgetting names, struggling to follow conversations, or misplacing important items, are often brushed off as simply aging. But these small signs are actually your brain's way of signaling that something is changing. The sooner you take action, the better your chances of slowing down this progression and maintaining a sharp, healthy mind for years to come. One of the best ways to protect your brain is staying mentally active. Just like muscles in your body, the brain needs exercise to stay strong. Reading, learning new skills, doing puzzles, or having deep conversations keeps your brain engaged and reduces the risk of cognitive decline. Here's something many overlook. Physical exercise is just as important for brain health as mental activity. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, helping protect memory and cognitive function. Another key factor is social interaction. Isolation and loneliness speed up mental decline, so having regular conversations, meeting friends, and staying engaged in a community can literally help keep your brain sharper longer. The more you challenge your mind with new experiences and meaningful interactions, the more resilient it becomes. And, of course, diet plays a major role. What you eat directly impacts brain health. Omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins found in leafy greens, berries, and nuts help protect against cognitive decline. In contrast, too much processed food, sugar, and unhealthy fats contribute to brain inflammation, increasing the risk of dementia. A healthy brain starts with a healthy body, and the choices you make today can shape how well you think and function in the years ahead. Losing cognitive function isn't inevitable with aging, By staying active mentally and physically, staying socially engaged, and making smart dietary choices, you can significantly reduce your risk. Your brain, like any other part of your body, stays stronger the more you take care of it. Final thoughts. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered: heart disease, falls, respiratory issues, stroke, and cognitive decline. These 5 causes are responsible for nearly all deaths after 75. But here's what's important: they are not inevitable. Most people don't realize how much control they actually have over their own health, and by the time they do, it's often too late. The truth is, small, consistent choices starting today can add years of strength, clarity, and independence to your life. No one wants to think about aging, but ignoring these risks doesn't make them go away. The good news is, awareness gives you power. Knowing the signs, taking preventive steps, and making your health a priority means you don't have to fear what's ahead. Instead of focusing on limitations, you can focus on longevity, strength, and enjoying life to the fullest. Now, think about your own daily habits. Are there areas where you could make small improvements? Maybe it's eating healthier, moving more, getting regular checkups, or staying socially and mentally active. Whatever it is, remember this: you don't have to change everything at once. Even one small step in the right direction can set you on a path toward better health and a longer, fuller life. At this stage in life, your well-being is your greatest asset. The more you protect it, the more you can enjoy time with loved ones, maintain your independence, and live without fear of preventable health issues. Every day is an opportunity to take care of yourself, and the choices you make today can determine how strong and capable you remain in the years ahead. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.